Hello guys and gals, it is I, the Monster, and today we are finally going to review Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Now, I know what you're thinking, why is the camera lowered? Here's what happened. My toe was starting to hurt me the other day, then I woke up today and some part of my toe, the left side, this foot, was all screwed up and swollen, so I'm literally sitting down with ice right now, and I got a cup of Joe here, and I decided to just kind of make this special by sitting down. No, I'm joking. Actually, I just want to do a full in-depth review of both games, because I remember a month or so ago I said I was going to review this, and I figure, well, you know, I got the Wii U now, and I'm actually playing it here and there when I have time, because school's almost up. I figure I'm going to review them both. We'll just hit it, you know, we'll just hit it. So, let's talk about this. When this game was developed several years ago, Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Super Smash Bros., decided that he would make two versions of the game, one for handheld, one for console. And let's be blunt right now, Wii U needed a lot of big hits, and this year is we've definitely seen that, but the 3DS was selling like hotcakes, so I think in the long run it was a great idea. Did it stifle some creative things and whatnot? Yes, because both games have exactly the same roster, however, their stages and their modes are different. This one is a little bit more simplified in terms of modes. There's nothing crazy here. This one's got all of the, you know, mega-sized battles, the stamina battles, the metal battles. This, however, has handheld themed stages, while this has more console iteration themed stages. And this has something called Smash Run, which is basically you take your characters and you run through a random dungeon with different enemies, and you collect power-ups, and then in the end you fight or you do a run battle or all different kinds of things. We're going to talk about the whole custom thing too. This, however, has a more traditional classic mode. Like, this has got a simplified classic mode too, and basically their big thing is Smash Tour, which we're going to also discuss. So, without further ado, both games have a whopping 49 character roster if you count alternative costumes or forms or whatever, if you will. Like, for instance, Olimar from Pikmin turns into Alf. Bowser Jr. turns into all 7 of the Koopalings, which is still blowing my mind. So, things like that. It's a crazy-sized roster. There's characters from Mario to Donkey Kong to Pikachu to guys like third parties like Sonic and Mega Man and Pac-Man. There is literally a character here on this roster for you. If you say otherwise, you're lying. Yes, there are some clones. Dark Pit, Lucina, Dr. Mario. Yes, they're made for quantity, really. But you know what? It doesn't matter. At this point, it's nice just to see that he tried to include extra characters. I am actually a fan of using Lucina and Dr. Mario myself, personally. Dark Pit doesn't really bother me that much anymore. Yeah, so I'm not gonna remember everything here, but we're gonna try our best. Now, both games also have numerous amounts of trophies. This game, I believe, has more because it's a bigger game. But they're all from different games. This one, I believe, focuses more on handheld iterations and some console, where this focuses more on console. You guessed it. There's also modes called like Trophy Rush, where you break boxes and you collect trophies on both versions. There's Home Run, which is almost like a home run target thing now. It's almost like Angry Birds. There's, like I was saying, there's Classic Mode. Now, I think Classic Mode in this version, and honestly, both versions are very half-assed. This one is more like a board game, but it's not very fun. And the thing that you roll on like a roulette wheel for every turn. These are both games we're talking here, and you collect you can get a customized item, or you can get a trophy, things like of that nature. And I think it's very fast on this, but on this version, I feel like it's very half-assed. You see, Sakurai decided to implement this idea that he was going to put a difficulty kind of mechanism into the game from Kid Icarus Uprising, where you can, the higher you go, the harder it gets, but if you lose, you lower your difficulty, and you also have to spend coins for the difficulty. While I respect the idea of that, if I didn't sign up for a hard mode, I don't really want to do it. I also don't like the fact that I feel like it penalizes you. Now, I know what you're saying, oh, get good kid, whatever, but I will say that when you do something so far on the highest difficulty, 9.0, and you lose, you can't tell me that you don't get, like, somewhat angry and annoyed at that, and to me, it ruins a lot of the game. But the big big thing in these games is customization. You can unlock customizable attacks for all the characters, every character in the game. And you can also make a Mii character, which you can't use online, and you can customize them as well with different costumes and powers as well. So that's what they're trying to push, is this big customization thing. And at first I was a little skeptical upon using it and embracing it, and quite frankly I still don't think it belongs in a online or a competitive thing, unless you're playing with friends. But I respect it because it's actually fun, and yes, you know what, it makes some modes easier. You know, that's the thing. I feel like this game was kind of the prelude to this game, and I'm not saying that this game is fantastic. You know, they both, from what I've known, run at 60 frames. This game is freaking gorgeous, and this game looks pretty damn good for a handheld title, you know, all things considered. But, whatchamacallit, they're definitely pushing the whole custom thing, and this game is almost like it's easier to collect things, while this game is a little bit more difficult in that regards. You could transfer both. You can transfer all your custom character builds and your Miis to both versions, but you can't take the items with you. Like, you can keep the items on the characters, but you can't, like, add them to your collection. So basically, you're constantly farming for things, and you're constantly picking up power-up badges, or really more so power-up badges than clothes for your Mii or attacks for your characters. It's a little more frustrating in that regard. Trophies are, you know, they're not hard to get, but it's hard to find new stuff when you get to a certain point. But the trophies are amazing. They're super detailed. They're super great. They're a lot of fun to read if you want. And in this version is a museum mode, so you can see them all nice and fancy and organized by their games. Now, we got to talk about the gameplay and the online and the music. The music in this game is fantastic. I would dare say that I know there's unlockable music in this version. This version is very limited. There's like 2 or 3 songs a stage, which I understand. But this version, there's like 400 songs or something. You know, because Brawl had such a massive... I think Brawl's was around that, right? A massive soundtrack, right? Now, the problem is that I don't know what's unlockable in this game. I heard the DK rap is back, finally. But they edited most of that song, which is upsetting to me, Nintendo. And I was a little disappointed in some of the stuff I've seen at first. Like, I wasn't really that happy with the Mega Man music selection. Like, I totally would have loved to have seen like a Gutsman theme or some stuff from Mega Man X that had like Storm Eagle or Spark Mandrill, things of that nature. I know I'm gonna get chewed out for that, but from what it's worth, the music that I've seen, like that I have unlocked, and just the music in general, is literally an A+. You can't get any better than this soundtrack. Yeah, so, and you could customize what songs you want to hear. Everything about these games is customizable to the player preference, even your controls and your music and all that whatnot. But there was something I wanted to say, and I'm totally having a brain fart here. I'm sorry, folks. Whatchamacallit? Well, oh yeah. So the gameplay itself is definitely like a mix between Melee and Brawl. It's a little faster. There's no more chain grabbing. There's not a lot more edge guarding. You could grab while someone else grabs the edge. There's a lot more focus on land-based combat, I would think, than air game. I think the air game is completely neutered in these games, personally. But it feels better. There's combos now going on. It feels a lot fresher. It feels a lot better. I feel like this is kind of the game that we had to get to. You know, we had to deal with some things. I personally loved Brawl. I can understand from a competitive standpoint that you don't like it, but I didn't think it was as bad as some people are putting it out to be now. Like, it feel like all of a sudden people just wait until the last minute to shit on Brawl, personally. But these games feel fantastic. Like I was saying, the stages are beautiful, the characters are beautiful. But the big thing that you all want to hear about is the online. How is the online compared to Brawl? Okay, so this version has some problems with local play and some lag with the online, but it's not bad when it's stable. Okay, this one it's a handheld. You could be a little bit like whatever about it. This is the version people want to know. So how is the online in this version? The online in this version is very good. However, it has a similar problem to this. When you go beyond 2 players, there's lag. And on top of that, yes, here and there's some lag as well. However, this is leaps and bounds ahead of Brawl, and you can actually have consistent battles, which is the most important thing, I think, if you're buying these games and you want to go online. So I would say this is a success in that regard. I think that it's just a bigger step towards a better online, and it definitely could be improved. There's also these things called Conquests Online. and you can do challenges that Nintendo will put up, or you can play which you can do team battles, you could do more fun, you could have for glory and be more 1v1, no items and more whatever, or you can have for fun or whatever it's called, and you can play more fun and have items and craziness. So it's really, you could play however you want, and playing with your friends feels great, and you can, like I was saying, use your customizable guys for that. Now, I would say that these are easy buys if you have a 3DS or a Wii U. These are must-haves. This is probably the most must-have game in my opinion, because I'm a biased Smash Brothers fanboy. But I have to give it to you straight. You know, these are great. If you buy them both, you get a soundtrack and you get a free Mewtwo DLC in the spring. And if you don't want to, I heard you could buy him or her, or whatever one it's going to be in the future. But I think they're going to do more characters personally. But yeah, I think these are great games. They also put out a balance patch. I want to see more balance patches. You know, Rosalina and Robin. But just saying. So I think that they're great. And I also wanted to say I like the bigger emphasis on grabs in this, because I always liked grabbing people with deity and stuff. Yes, obviously I mean deity. And now I feel like this is great. I feel like every character in this game feels good now. I feel like the guys that were weak, that should never have been weak, like Falcon and Ness, which I personally, you know, you could debate Ness, but you know, Falcon, like, they made them feel great. They went out of their way to make everybody have something good. The faster characters are, you know, low defense and whatnot. The stronger guys, you know, the slower, things like of that nature, and it's great balance. And also, I've been playing it. Here's where Nintendo dropped the ball. They come out with these GameCube adapters, so you can play with the GameCube controller. And they must have thought it was a niche thing, or they did it on purpose. But I think it's the niche thing. And they screwed everybody out of them, so we have to keep waiting for reprints of them, essentially. I just managed to get one, and I'm waiting for it in the mail as we speak, but I've been playing with this. You could play with multitudes of controllers. Let me see if we can see that. There's a ton of them. This is a great controller, the Classic Controller Pro. However, you will notice some input lag, especially online, and thus it's very frustrating for me as a big Smash fan to play sometimes with this. So I really can't wait for that adapter. But the last big thing I want to talk about are the Amiibos. I haven't opened up mine yet, but this is my Samus Aran Amiibo. You use these as a training buddy or as a partner or an enemy. They learn off of you and they get to level 50. And when they're at level 50, they're stronger than level 9s. They gimp and they actually try to kill you. And they're very, very strong. We had a match about a couple days ago, between me and like 5 other dudes and 2 Amiibos. One of the Amiibos, both of them really kicked the crap out of us, but one of them actually managed to beat me in the last batch of it and beat us all. So it was depressing. But some of these figures are beautiful. I think they look really nice. I'm only buying the characters that I really love or I play. Or because let's face it, like I like Samus. Samus is one of my most played, and I'm never gonna see a Metroid figure, am I, Nintendo? So to me, and look, it's like a glossy paint. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna do anything really crazy with them. My personal preference, I'm probably gonna just open them up or display them. I don't really know if I want to keep the box, but I really like these. I just wish that they weren't discontinued. Like, I'm hearing the Marth ones and stuff. That's the one I want the most, and I hear the Villager and Wii Fit Trainer are discontinued now too. That's bullshit, but they're going to be used for future games too, with different ways. And I just hope that they reprint and they keep making more of these. And I don't want it to be crazy to a point where I can't find a figure. I think that's bullshit. You know, you're spending $14 a figurine on these, and you know, damn it, they're nice. And Nintendo, you really don't do that great of a job when it comes to putting out different lines of figures outside of Mario and Zelda or Pokemon. I know they're your big 3, however, there's an audience for everything you put out. So, with that being said, I want to see more characters. I'm really happy about Wave 2 and 3. I can't wait for those. I gotta get that Dedede and that Mega Man, the Falcon, all those guys, Little Mac. But I really like the game. I think, let me put this down. I think these are fantastic games and must-haves. I think that it was worth the wait. If I have forgotten anything, I apologize. There are numerous modes. Oh, yeah, forgot to mention this really fast. There's this mode, it's a board game mode called Smash Tour. It's garbage. It's shit. I'm sorry. It's one of the worst things in Smash history. But I just want to say that, and I think they should go back to the drawing board in classic mode. I can't believe I forgot this really fast. I'm sorry, this is kind of scattered. Event mode is back in this. Holy crap, it's not only is it tough, it is fun as hell. Just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, these are great games. They're must-haves. I'm sorry if this is kind of a convoluted review, but I didn't have much time. I hurt my foot. You know, I'm sorry. Please tell me in the comments below, what do you think of these games? Who are you manning? Who do you play as? I'll put out my Nintendo ID below or in the video. Put your annotations on. If you want to fight me, come fight me, bro. And hopefully I get my GameCube controller next week, my adapter that is, and I whoop some ass. Anyways, guys, till next time, peace, love ya, and yeah, alright, go buy 'em. Super Smash Brothers!